I probably won't get all the flowers that I deserve. It don't surprise me at all when people go back on their word. I ain't really noticed much until I...
And we're back. Welcome back to Eye to Eye. I am your host, Kevin. I'm with my co-host, Eric, my boy. And this is the second episode, a very special episode. Before we move on forward, I want to give a huge shout out to all the people that show love, that like, comment, viewed the video, the very first video. Thank you guys. As a form to kind of give back to you guys, I have a challenge. We have a challenge. We're going to donate. Well, not donate. We're going to give a winner $100 each. There's going to be two winners.
Okay.
We're going to give one. The first, we're out of everybody who comments. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a lot, but whoever comments how many yeahs I said in the previous video, from the whole video, you automatically enter the raffle and the winner will win $100. So for yeah. And we're also going to give $100 to whoever counts how many you knows I said. So we'll go from there. That's a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for all the love. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
The second episode we're in. We're ready to go. Before we get into the video, I want to give a huge shout out to Panda here at Panda Boxing Gym. I mean, clearly you guys can tell that we're not at the studio. This gym, it's a really good, nice gym right here in downtown LA. Very quality trainers here. So for all you guys that want to get into boxing or boxing, check it out. Panda's Boxing Gym here in downtown LA. All right, guys, let's get into the video. So today's the second episode. We got a very special guest, very good friend of mine. Been over 30 years in the boxing scene. 13 years as a trainer, ex-professional fighter. He's the man, the myth, the legend. My boy, Dustin Gonzalez.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Everybody clap it up.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Second episode. Thanks for believing in us.
Oh, of course.
Coming through,
I'm
bro.
Here.
Thank
I'm here,
you.
my guy. Anything you need.
Yeah, so, we're here, Boxing Gym. Now, I really thought this was going to be a good episode because a lot of people box. Boxing's been around forever. And it's very interesting because a lot of people know about boxing, but don't really know. You get me? And you 30 years in this. I mean, before we move on forward, I don't know if you can give a little bit of background to the people and let them know kind of just a quick summary of your boxing
I've probably
background.
been gay 30 years.
30.
No. No. We'll edit that out.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I've been in boxing since I was a kid, since I was 5, so like 30 plus years now.
Yeah.
And then I've been a trainer, for 13 years now. And
So how did? Sorry.
No, I haven't been all around like the world or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been to many different gyms here in California, in the United States. So I've been around. I've seen a lot of different styles and just a lot of different boxing
Fighters coming
people.
in and out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And how did you get into boxing?
it's a family sport.
It's a family sport.
Yeah, I just like woke up and I was in it.
It's
You
in
know
your
what I
blood.
mean? I
It's
was born
just in
and I
your
was
genes.
here. That was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Wow. Okay.
not really much choice to it. You know?
Yeah. Because I don't know that. You know.
Yeah. No, I know. I think because you guys are a little younger. I think when I was a kid, whatever your parent or your father did as a sport,
You just
all his
picked it
kids
up.
did the same
Yeah.
shit. So as soon as I was born, I have 3 older brothers and a younger sister. So like as soon as I was born, there was already boxing,
Okay.
and I just kind of like
Picked it up.
had to do it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, pretty much just picked it up.
So you started around what? 5?
5, right around 5.
It just took off.
Yeah, man. I never did like any amateurs or anything, but I've just spent my all the time
In the gym.
Every hour I had as in my childhood was at a
In
gym.
the gym. And
Yeah.
anybody in your family did like pro or anything like that?
My older brother was a professional. My older brothers were amateur boxers, but the only one that went pro besides me was my older brother, Speedy, Roger Speedy Gonzalez. So
Okay.
he was
Shout
a
out to
really
him.
decorated amateur. He tried out for like the Olympics in '96.
Oh wow.
Didn't make it. Turned pro. He was pro from '96 till 2012. So, and he was also the first dude
Yeah.
that like brought
So
me
he was
on.
deep in it and really dedicated. Yeah.
And he brought me on and he was like, help out, be kind of a trainer, use your knowledge and shit like that. So he kind of got me
Yeah, because you were
started a little
definitely
bit.
exposed to a different type of level of
Yeah,
boxing.
yeah, exactly. It wasn't just like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's not
And
basic shit.
and then the gym you currently train at is Wild Card.
Yeah, so I work out of Wildcard Boxing Club here in Hollywood. So it's like maybe like 20 minutes
20
from
minutes.
here.
Okay, and then you've been there for
I've been there since 2005. So I've been there
2005.
20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you seen it all
So
there.
exactly,
Huh?
and then that's a real popular
whole
place.
different
People
story.
from all over the world go there.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Manny
definitely-
Pacquiao.
Yeah. Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah,
I held
wild
it
card.
down 20 years.
That's right. That's
Put
right.
us on the map. Put us on the map.
Yeah,
Freddie put us on
yeah.
the map.
That's a special place.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of history in that place and on the walls.
Yeah. Now, with all this boxing knowledge that you have, let's see, if somebody wanted to start their kid at boxing and like really kind of try to make it to a very to make it to a professional level, what age do you recommend people should start taking their kids?
I say young.
Young?
I wouldn't say 5, but I would say young, somewhere between
The teens?
5 and 10.
5 and 10.
5 and 10
Oh, damn.
is a good age just to get started. Because they don't have to be like, when you start boxing, people think that you got to like fucking fight right away.
Yeah,
like,
have
you don't
natural
have to fight
talent.
for months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just got to learn it. So
Mhm.
like getting kids to like learn it is it's really good. It teaches a lot, puts a lot of structure in their lives. So it's good. You like I said, you don't have to get hit yet.
Yeah.
So you can put them in young and they'll learn like a lot of the disciplines that come with it. And then as they get into like their, tween ages and teenagers and whatnot, they can, start the competitiveness and whatnot. And then they'll be used to getting
you start
hit.
picking it up from
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah.
And just kind of picking up steam. So
Mhm.
definitely, I think that's just in
5 to
general,
10.
any sport you want to start young, but boxing for sure, just because there is a lot of getting used to getting hit
Yeah.
and just not minding it.
Mhm.
It never really gets. It's not like easy to get hit, but like you got to not mind. If you can not mind it,
You
know
got
what
it.
I mean. You just keep going.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out the rest.
What would you say the biggest difference mentally between a amateur fighter and a professional fighter is? Like what happens in the mind of a pro fighter that an amateur doesn't have?
I think probably the biggest thing that comes to mind is that the amateurs, as much as you're like striving for the Olympics or gold medals or what wins and whatnot, the amateurs almost don't count. People will say, "Oh, these don't count. So just go do whatever you got to do," because this is where you figure it out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Amateur experience is where you figure it out.
Take the losses.
So you take exactly. I know dudes that, they got 30, 40 fights and they got like 30, 40 losses. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But as pros, they figured it out and they're winning as pros.
Yeah.
So amateurs, it's almost like it doesn't count, and it's the best place for you to like go
Have
figure this
fun
shit out. Yeah,
type of
have
thing.
fun, figure it out, see what you can get away with, what you can do, and then by the time you get to the pros, you're more seasoned and you're more calm. And shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So definitely, it's probably the biggest difference.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because training wise, you got to train almost very similarly, right? I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
you're doing the same things. I think the intensity is probably not as much because, like I
of
said, it's
course.
as an amateur.
You're growing, you're learning,
Yeah, and
figuring
then
yourself out.
as an amateur, like hopefully you're not cutting too much weight because we're trying to get amateurs to fight like a couple times a weekend, a couple times a month kind of deal.
So be
In the
more
pros,
active.
you fight once a month, maybe once every like 3 weeks if you're like good and you're like knocking people out
Mhm.
every couple of weeks. But like it's hard to see that activity in the pros. As the amateur, you could do 150 fights in like a year if you like
Dang.
have a
Yeah.
schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as a pro, like people.
You don't want to wear yourself out like that.
Yeah, well, you just go like, oh, this guy fought 5 times this year, and you go, damn, it's a lot. But it's
Mhm.
like as a pro, because it takes a couple months to get ready, you got to cut weight and things like that.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
definitely.
Cool. Yeah, so that's definitely different. Yeah, I grew up, I was never, dedicated to the sport, but my grandpa was a big fan of boxing. He would tell me back in Mexico, they would just kind of gather around, throw the gloves around, and just kind of, so growing up, he always loved to watch the fights. And I remember, it just kind of motivated me to go to the gym. And yeah, the trainer, you're right. It was It was a little small boxing gym in South Central called Broadway Boxing Gym.
Hey,
I think
Broadway.
yeah.
I think it's still
You've
there,
been there?
right?
I think it's there, but it's closed.
I think it closed it.
Yeah,
but
I'm not
talking
too
about reopening.
yeah.
But I think it is closed currently.
Shout out to
But
my
yeah, I've
boy
been there.
Hector. I don't know if you ever met him, Hector.
I have to see his.
Yeah,
he
he was a funny dude. Rest in peace. He did pass away. Yeah, he
then
passed
no, I'm
away a
not
couple
gonna-
years ago.
I gotta see a picture or something.
Yeah, I'll show you later. But yeah, I remember that was the first gym I ever walked in, and he's like, "Yeah, I got you, man. You're gonna make it. We're gonna do shows and this and that."
Trainers are kind of liars too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
of
hype
course. You gotta
everybody
sell.
up.
You gotta sell. Yeah,
them-
of course.
Sell
Of course.
those lessons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's like, "I got you." And I remember all he did was help me just hit the treadmill,
Yeah.
and then from there, just throw me in the ring, just spar.
I mean, some guys gotta sink or swim a little
Yeah.
bit. You know
So,
what I mean?
and I didn't
The
know
sports
that
side of
wasn't the right way.
Yeah.
But it is crazy. Have taken a couple sessions with you, and it's crazy to see when there's somebody that really knows boxing and's been doing it for years, and you notice the small details, things like that, and it's I think that's kind of what I want to get out of this episode, is kind of help inspire people that want to just throw on the gloves. Have you ever boxed before?
I've never boxed before.
Never.
Fucking boxing today. Though.
Oh,
Today
my
we're
God.
throwing the gloves on today.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, so example, this would be a perfect example. I think you're interested in boxing, right?
Yeah, I've been interested, but I just never had like the funds to like dedicate towards it. So
Yeah.
Now,
I
for
got
somebody
you.
like that, what would you
We'll figure
recommend
it
be
out.
like the bare minimum? Like, do gloves really matter? Like the brands, or what basic workouts, or what do you think in order for somebody to create the right foundation, to get into the sport?
I think the best way to get into it is go slow. Go slow. Because a lot of people, I'm telling you, like they think you got to spar the first week.
first
you think
week,
you gotta
yeah,
have
yeah.
gloves and go buy headgear and all that shit. Like, you can do everything super slow, super chill, and just take your time with it. The best thing I would do is if you've never boxed and you don't like know really what boxing is or like how to go about it, I would suggest getting a trainer for like the basics, like
First couple months.
yeah, like a month or two, just to learn the basics. And once you learn them, you can kind of, if you're a good like learner, you can
Yeah.
you can go on your own a little bit and then come back to the trainer every time.
Just to
you
check
kinda,
in.
like feel yeah, exactly. You feel like you're like losing it or something. Just to get the basics down. I think that as long as you learn the basics, I tell everyone once I teach them the basics, I tell them just like shadow box a lot.
Mhm.
Like you know what I mean? It's pretty natural because you can do it anywhere too.
Yeah.
Be on
With
by
like a
yourself.
mirror
Yeah.
and stuff.
No
and just,
mirror, nothing.
No mirror.
be-
Just throw your hands.
not after a while, but yeah, exactly. Just learning. Once you learn how to throw the hands, you
Get
don't really need a
comfortable.
mirror anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, do that. Get a trainer, learn the basics, and then just shadow box as often as you can.
So shadow
how
boxing.
important is cardio?
It's super important. It's
Yeah.
like the next second important
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? Like you gotta last. You gotta be in shape, man. This sport is it's like hell. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're not in shape, 3 minutes feels like fucking forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even 30 seconds, they'll tell you, oh, it's 30-second bell at the end. And you hear it and you're like, hell yeah. And it lasts like 2 minutes. And you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? The 5-minute round?
Yeah.
So being in shape definitely helps and it matters. But yeah, like I said,
Now,
second thing.
yeah, for getting in shape, do you recommend just strictly just running, or what is the ideal cardio workout for a boxer?
I mean, there's so many different things, and at the end of the day, I think I tell people to like listen to their bodies because some people aren't as good at running as others. Some
Mhm.
people prefer sprints. Some people prefer like a fucking 1 hour jog. So it just depends. But I just say any kind of cardio, swimming, running,
Yeah.
sprints.
So
To
cardio's
get
just cardio, right?
you got it. You got
Because I see a lot of boxers that run.
Yeah.
You see the video of Mayweather just
Right.
running in the
Yeah.
street. So it's
Running
just.
is the easiest one to do.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But
Yeah.
now, like I said, with like sports science and all that shit, people are figuring out you could swim instead. You
Mhm.
can just do sprints. You
Mhm.
can, fucking whatever you want. So
Mhm.
people are figuring it out. So I tell people now, just listen to your body more than anything.
Yeah.
It'll tell you more what works for you, like that. Because I hate running, but that's like one of the things that I could do forever. You know what I
Right.
mean? I could go run every day for an hour and do that every day until I make the weight or whatever it is. But yeah, dude.
How up to date do you stay with all the like science, like health science stuff? Because I know that like right now that's like a big area that like improvement is being made on. Like,
Yeah.
are you like more old school in that sense, or do you incorporate like new technologies and like for example like the Theragun, like stuff like that, like or.
So I try to pick and choose like the things that I think work, at least for me or for the people around me. Just like I said, out of experience, like, okay, it does work. I've tried it. I've seen this person try it, whatever. So I keep up like that much. If I hear about it, if it's interesting, I'll look into it. I'll pick the brain of it or whatever. But yeah, I'm not like super. And there's dudes that are like, they're doing this thing. You got to stick this thing in your
like,
ass.
you hear that guy that's trying to live like forever? He like takes like 30 pills in the morning.
Fucking Alex? Who is that?
No, it's like this guy. This like
75 hard.
Yeah, right.
this like billionaire that like made billions of dollars, and now he's dedicated his life to just like being the best human possible. And like
Fucking Gary Brecka? What is it?
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah. No, there's dude. I mean, you hear stories like that, and like, I took all these pills and I'm super clean. And then you like hear a story like this lady smoked every day and she lived 140 years old. Like,
yeah, but
you know what I mean?
It has to be outliers for sure.
It's hard, and like every time I look at like I've done any kind of research where I'm like, oh, what does health do for your life? It's always like, oh, it adds like 2-3 years. Right? You're like 2-3 years. You smoke, you drink a Coke, and you take 10 years off.
You're not gonna be able to wipe your ass after
like,
that. What do you want?
Dude.
Why do you want to live?
Yeah, like what am I doing to be so like?
Yeah, that's true.
I try not to get people like
too deep
too
into that.
anal on that shit. Where I'm like, take your pills,
right.
Take some protein, drink some water, get some fucking sun,
eat your eggs.
You know what I mean? I keep it easy. You know what I mean? Just.
It's worked for many years.
Yeah, exactly. There's like so much shit.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not drinking a fucking cup full of eggs anymore, but like I'm still eating protein and eat eggs and shit like that. So like you got to figure it out. More it's journey. Boxing's like a super journey. You know what I mean? It's just a long fucking road. It goes until your
body tells you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So
once you hit a certain age, your body feels it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. There's that too. So.
Yeah. So okay, cool. Yeah. So that's very important. And you started your pro fighting era at what age?
I started late, and I didn't have any amateurs, so it
just jumped into it.
Fucking like Kobe, dog. You know what I mean? Just fresh out of high school. You know what I mean? Except I was 30.
Yeah.
No, I think I was 31 or something. 31? But I was like, 33 maybe. But yeah, man, it's because I like I said, I spent my whole life doing it.
You just want it's for yourself more than anything.
And then just to kind of show that, like I didn't do this for nothing. Yeah. So I did some fights. I did 8 fights, 4-4. So I fucking perfectly balanced.
Yeah, that's
I was
it.
trying it out.
Balance, the yin yang.
And then
you did a couple fights in TJ, right?
Yeah, I did 2 in TJ. I went to do 3, but the third one fell through.
Okay.
And then so I ended up coming back and I did 6 here. In LA, actually, all of them. So that was nice.
Commerce Casino? Was it all of them?
Yeah, I think all of them are. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So it was cool. You know what I mean? It's nice to be able to fight and then stay like at home. Because usually, like guys in my position, they'll be like, "Oh, you want to fight? You got to fucking go fight the star in Canada." You know what I mean? And go fight the star in like New York. Like I'm just going to get beat up. You know what I mean? And it's like you're
in your backyard. You're good.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm here at home. Like crowds here, friends are here, and. It's an even fight, so it's cool. It was cool to experience it like that.
And fighting in TJ, fighting here, do you think it's a big different cultural difference, or how did you? It feels the same.
I think all the mechanics are the same. It's all the same shit.
Like the
promoter,
routine,
manager, doctor, weigh-ins, but definitely fighting in Mexico is more of a experience for the fighter, like a development experience, and then I think it's a job for the Mexican fight. The guys that like
they need a win.
They don't need to win. They need to get paid. So they just show up and they're getting paid. And yeah, they're not like laying down for you, but like they're not like, oh, I got a game plan. I'm gonna beat this dude. They're just like, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna
just get a bag.
And if I get the dude, because I've seen dudes lose down there. I went down there and this poor guy, man, he was like hyped up in the back. Everyone had team shirts on. Dude went out there second round, just fucking muertito, dude, throw overhand, bam,
Got him.
put his ass on the ground.
Oh,
My boy
man.
got up. He was like shaking. Hey, his coach was yelling, "Stay down."
Yeah,
stay
he was
down."
looking fresh though.
And this motherfucker, he looked good. He looked good, bro. Black
He
and
was
gold and
looking
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Okay.
those dudes do show up, but
Mhm.
they're not like the best,
Oh,
you
the
know,
best.
prospect
Yeah.
you're gonna
Mhm.
fight. Like, yeah, the dude. I think both times I went down there, I think it was like 1 round and
Mhm.
1 round each. I just
Mhm.
like stopped the dude and shit.
Yeah.
So like, so it's a development for the guys going down there.
Getting
But
experience
it's
of
a-
getting on the ring and stuff like that.
exactly. Just like Devin Haney is popular for that.
Oh yeah.
Having his first like 10 fights in Mexico or some
Mhm.
shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like a development thing. And I think other dudes do it or other countries do it, you know what I mean? But I think their fighters are
Yeah.
like
Can you
Thailand and shit.
my bad. Bring the mic a
Yeah.
little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is, right?
Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
You got- trying to hear the spit.
I got you, dog.
But okay, so now speaking about countries, now honestly, do you think there's a country that has the best fighters or best boxing culture?
You know what? I didn't want to have to come
I want to
this.
bring it out. I want to
I
bring
didn't
it
wanna
out.
come to this.
I want to bring it
Because
out.
I don't want to be like that guy.
Yeah.
But like honestly, it's I
Obviously.
think in recent years, it's like come down to like I guess you'd call them like the Russians
The Russians.
or like the Eastern Europeans
Yeah.
or some shit. I'm not really good
They
with
train with
geography.
bears
Yeah.
and shit.
But
like that
it's
out
either
there.
it's come down to like between those guys and like the Mexicans.
Mm.
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? How many Mexican fighters can you name in every decade of since you've been born? You know what I mean? Where you're
Yeah.
like, this guy was dope, this guy was dope, this guy was dope.
Mhm.
And then now it's becoming more like Bivol, Loma,
Yeah.
you know, Boachuk, all these like
True,
Russian,
that's true. Yeah.
Ukrainian dudes are all like showing up, and their style is like it's a really good style. If
I was
you've
gonna
ever
tell you,
seen
you
the way
think-
they fight. These fucking dudes are smooth, bro. They're clean,
Mhm.
and they don't even get hit as much as Mexicans. So it's like it's super neck and neck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
The only thing about Mexicans is fucking tough.
Yeah. They
Man,
don't
they're
give
tough,
up.
and they don't give up,
It's-
and they're like there's this fucking willpower,
Yeah.
and like it's crazy. Even like me, like during training, there'd be days and rounds in the fight when I'm like fucking tired. And it's like my body won't let me quit.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even know why.
Get up.
I just finished the
Get
run. I
up.
go, I guess I did it. But it's like, you know what I mean? That's like legit will. And like there's
Yeah.
dudes out there, like nothing that like I didn't take it serious or nothing. I definitely took my career serious. But there's dudes out there that like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah. Like the
Like
Cubans.
me, I still had like, I'm gonna go home tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got bills.
Yeah,
I like
I'm gonna go out with
more-
my girl.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have plans on Tuesday and shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't look super deep. There's dudes that are like, that shit, if I don't
Day
win
and
today,
night,
I'm
they're,
dead
they're at the
tomorrow.
gym.
So
Yeah,
like their will's like a little more, you
Yeah.
know? And like I said, like, so it comes down to that kind of shit where
Okay.
it's like between the Russians, between the Mexicans kind of
And you
thing.
think it's mostly all just mentality then?
I think that's what separates like the greats from the
Distinguish the
fucking the
mentality.
rest. You know what I mean? Is that mindset
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
Mamba mentality.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Like all that shit now is like,
Mhm.
you know, super popular. So like, yeah, it's just that. It's like the mindset and shit like that. So
Yeah.
those two for sure are the
That
two
your top
hotbeds. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
so.
to grow up in the boxing culture. Yeah, that's very, very interesting. Yeah, I was never big into boxing like that. I can't name you fighters and this and that, but I've always been around it. Like, you
Yeah.
know, the group of friends, like, hey, there's gonna be a big fight. Let's pull up and watch it. But yeah, I've always interested to see if there's like a certain boxing culture in a certain country that kind of dominates. And yeah, I've always heard Mexican, but you're in it, you grow in it, you know, you don't think much of other places and other fighters, and
Yeah.
it's hard to compare. So that's interesting. Yeah. So from all that, do you think there's a healthy way of for boxers to kind of train, or you think you just have to sacrifice your health? And because honestly, I think that's a big part in why people can't manage to, you know, stay in the game due to health issues. Or
I mean, I wouldn't call them health issues. I think more than anything, there's like is a lot of wear and tear on like people that compete and like boxing, probably MMA, like all the physical combat sports. For sure, the wear and tear is faster. So I think there's a lot of sacrifice in the wear and tear on our bodies.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you gotta be willing to take all those punches.
Yeah, because like I mean, I know that there's dudes that like are good with making weight, and they show up and they're like, yeah, I'm 2 pounds away, and they like look good, feel good, sound good. But for the most part, I'd say like 90% of people cutting weight to make weight for a fight is like sacrificing some kind of health. Or like don't eat for fucking 3 days. Like me, there'd be times when I didn't eat for like 2 days. I had like ice chips and fish and shit. Like the last 3 days.
What was the biggest weight you had to lose or to cut?
I think for my last fight, I had to cut like, God, I want to say like 25 pounds.
Holy jeez.
In like 3 weeks or some shit like that.
Damn.
Like 3.5 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So and like definitely there's no healthy way to do that.
Yeah, you're just starving yourself.
Not till the end, but like like it's a lot of water. Like the way I do, everyone has different ways of cutting weight. So like the way I do it is like waterlogging and shit. So like drink a gallon. So like, you know, but that in itself is work. You know what I mean? No one's body wants a gallon of water in it, but like you gotta fucking do it. You do exactly. So there's I think that was like the biggest one. 3 weeks, 25 pounds or something. Yeah.
How do you apply what you learn in the gym to like your day-to-day life?
You know what, dude? It's funny. I tell everybody that I train them, I say these little things that you're learning, they help in day-to-day life. And it's like it's anywhere. It's any little thing, whether you learned it that day or not. Like there's like the biggest one is like women. Like when I train women, like getting them to stay on the balls of their feet, like that you know the ball of your foot is that big bone behind your big toe. So in boxing, you have to stay on that. You push from that. You punch from that. You move from that. And like most women don't walk like that. You know, even like in heels and shit, they're like put their whole foot down on the heel and shit.
I didn't even know that.
So like getting women to like walk on the balls of their feet more, and I tell them like it's like wearing heels. Like you're up high, you know what I mean? So once they like figure that out, they go, oh, they come back later and they go, oh, I was able to walk down the stairs in my heels, and I ran up the stairs, and I'm just like, you know what?
Apply that.
And
here.
they're like, that's because of how you taught me how to like walk.
Oh,
you know
wow,
I mean?
that's crazy.
And so it's like, oh, like they're relearning like weird fucking skills,
bad habits,
you know what I mean?
pretty much.
Yeah, because there's just certain things you have to do in boxing, like the way you walk in the ring. You can't just cross your feet. You know what I mean?
Twisting
you have
your
to,
hips.
Like, yeah. So like those little things they figure out, and they go, oh, that, you know, I used to slip going up the stairs and shit. Now I don't slip anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like, I don't care, but like, I'm glad that you're figuring it out. Cause
thanks
like,
to boxing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, thanks to just figuring out. Cause like in boxing too, there's a lot of like, I guess, muscle mind connection. You know what I mean? You aim with your knuckle, you push off your toes, you have to like move your head. So you have to like kind of feel your body out.
Yeah.
And like, so like people learning to do that, it's like they're fucking born again. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think like, I'm not like, oh, that's cute or anything. I'm just like, I remember when I learned it like forever ago. But like to see you learn it, it's like funny because like now I'm an adult. I can see you learning
see the
I can
process.
see you going like, oh, and
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Because I did that shit as a kid, so I don't remember any of those things. I tell my girl all the time, oh, I remember I learned it as a kid, and like now I can't tell you like how it was because I forgot.
Just picked it up.
That's all I know how to do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I only do it like that now. So it's like, it's funny to see people that you teach like go, oh, and you're like, yeah. But yeah, man. So that's probably
How about mentally?
Mentally,
Like how you see a problem, how you figure things out. You think it's really affected the way you see the world.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
stressful situation. Like, how does boxing help you in the real world?
I think like mentally it's probably, it's more like I think it more helps you like it's not shit's not gonna be that bad. Because like I was telling you earlier, like you hear that 30-second bell and you're like, it's about to be over, but it feels like it's 2 minutes more.
Right.
And it's like when you've gone through that a few times, being outside and someone going like, oh, I'm gonna fucking punch you or whatever, you're not like, oh, you're just like, okay, but like I'm probably gonna punch you back, or like it's gonna get done and I'm gonna do something. And so they're not as like scared to be like, fuck it, let's go. You know what I mean? So it helps with that, I think, too. Maybe not as like intense, but like it definitely helps you like, it's not that bad. I'll go. I don't mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't mind getting hit in the face now. So like,
Right.
Yeah.
it's like that. I could apply that shit anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So mentally, you've gone through some type of like pain, suffer in the gym. So when real life hits, you know, you're kind of just like, oh, it's just another round.
Pretty much.
just take it.
Exactly. You just
Mhm.
get like, yeah, you just start to feel like there's
Take the blows and you just
there's-
give 'em
you
back.
just keep going.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just like that fucking Rocky,
Rocky
that
movie.
Rocky clip that's always
We're
surfaces.
gonna
It's
put
not
the
about how you
audio
get
in.
hit, it's about how you get up.
Yeah, how
and
many
all that
times you
shit.
get up.
It's literally that. Though.
Yeah,
It really
that's
is
true.
that. Like,
Okay.
you know, it is. You got to
Mhm.
keep showing up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so there mentally is a lot of that. I think
Yeah.
it helps in that part for sure.
Mhm.
But there's like a bunch of little things physically, mentally that it helps anywhere.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard for me to like rattle them off because I did them for so many years
Yeah.
ago.
Right.
Like I forgot.
Yeah.
But like if you got a bunch of people that I taught, they'd probably tell you, "Oh, it helped
Right.
you do this." Help you do that."
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, I don't
Mhm.
forget.
And also, you can't like force things on people too. You have to like kind of let them learn it on themselves. You know, like there's so many lessons that aren't learnable. You have to
Yeah.
you have to experience them. Like
Yeah,
no one
and-
can tell you like, you know, be more disciplined. You
Yeah,
know, like,
exactly. And I tell people that. I tell them, or I'll remind them, like, you know, if they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna run this week," and they come back and because we're gonna spar, and they last one round, and they go after the sparring, they go, "I gotta run more,"
Right.
and I go, "Good."
Right.
I didn't tell you to run more, but
Yeah.
they circled back to like,
Yeah.
you know what? If I want to be good at this, I gotta do something else.
Yeah.
So like, it helps. It definitely
Yeah,
helps
yeah.
with that. People figuring shit
Is
out.
that
on
is
their
that your
own.
coaching style, like, or training style? Are you like more hands off? Like, what's your approach when you try to teach someone about?
I get
you know,
all the money up front.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. I gotta go. I go, no refunds. I'm not. Nah,
now you got to fight me. No.
yeah, it's me and you. You want your money back? You gotta fight me. Nah, I'm super hands on, and like, I think I don't know. I never like train myself.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
super hands on, and I'm kind of a dick.
Okay.
But like, I do understand that not everyone's gonna get it today.
Yeah.
There are some people that like, I'll be like, "Yo, bro, it's been 6 months. You should have something like
Yeah.
Locked in.
So for those people, like, I just want them to learn some variation of what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because no one's ever going to learn what you're saying.
Right.
It's always going to be how they take it and then plus what you said.
Right.
So I just try to get people to learn, like, kind of what I was getting to.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then they'll figure out the rest from there. Like I said, the shit
idea.
will come back around.
Right.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so like, so it's more of that. So I definitely do push a point. I'll be like, all right, today we're like moving our head. Like, big thing I say when people are moving their heads is I say attack with your forehead. And like, you guys probably don't know what the fuck that means.
No.
But
Nah.
like someone that watches boxing probably understands a little
Yeah.
better. So like, you know, they'll get their head movement going, and it's really just kind of aiming with your forehead. That's what I mean. Attack with your head, the punch coming, move out of the way, kind of like almost like you want to hit
Yeah.
it with your forehead kind of deal. So like it turns into that. Some people do literally headbutt a fucking punch and it hurts, you know?
Hey, Dustin told me.
Yeah, exactly.
My
So like
coach.
those people are too literal, but like there are people that over time they'll figure out like it's more the motion than
Yeah.
it is the actual like attack. I don't
Yeah.
want you
Yeah.
to I don't want to hit your forehead. I want you to move with your forehead.
You
know
move
what
your
I
head
mean?
and your body follows.
Exactly.
type thing.
Yeah, exactly. All that
Mhm.
shit comes together. So
Yeah, no, it is. You should definitely get a session
Yeah, yeah.
with him.
One of these
He's
days.
very smart. I've already you've trained me. I don't even consider training. You know, you've helped me out, given some pointers out.
fucking spruced you up, dog. I spruced you up.
And honestly, I've had, like I said, I've never been big into boxing, like training and things like that. But I have hit the gym a couple times, and you were the first trainer that you literally analyzed the way I stand, the way I turn, twist, the way I throw my punch, and you. I mean, you remember, I'm definitely a shit show. You know, you could tell I've learned the wrong way. So I think that's I've never had an experience like that with
You said
with any
Alex
other
was teaching you, right?
Alex. Shout out to my boy Alex, El Chino Reyes. He's gonna be on here too as well. We'll throw him on here. And but yeah, I never had a trainer that really, and I knew I needed that, but it was always just like work out, run, get in the gym, boom.
Yeah.
And it was just that. And when you were training me, it was right away my foot stance, twist my hips, the aim with your knuckles type thing. And I definitely, I think for me, that was a huge, like, wow, like this is a trainer.
Nice.
Like, this is somebody you want to
Right.
teach. So I think that's something that he does really well. He notices small details, and normally details that you think like, oh, that doesn't really matter if he aims like this or different, but it does.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, those little things all matter. So that's something. I mean, I haven't trained too much with you, but from the times that I've gone, and that's definitely something that. And you're very patient. He definitely kind of tries to accommodate. You know, obviously, if you're a little overweight, you know, you could tell he tries to accommodate to
Right.
your skill level. So that's very good. But yeah, so what you just train? How can people get a hold of you for some type of training services or
Call me.
call you? We'll
Nah,
put his number right
you
here.
guys, you guys can hit me up on Instagram, Dream Killer Boxing. That's just shoot a DM. That's probably the easiest way to go to hold me. And then once we go from there, get my number and shit
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, Dream Killer Boxing, Instagram.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
the
definitely
easiest way
check.
to do
We'll,
it.
we'll put the links up on
Yeah.
the video and everything. But yeah, you should definitely look into
Yeah.
Wild Card, bro. It's a different environment. I've been to a couple gyms and you feel like the presence of hard work and you know discipline. I mean, there's people that go there every day, right?
Yeah. Of
And
course.
they're
of course,
just
the
they're
daily
just
thing.
there and you just pick up off of that. So I think that's very very neat of that place. And yeah, so real quick, when it comes to the boxing, who do you think is your Mount Rushmore of fighters? I know it's a lot. Just real quick, just off the top of your head.
I mean, it is a lot, but it's definitely it's a lot. Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
Let me see. For sure, Roy Jones Jr. has got to be up there.
Yeah.
Dude. Like the thing is
And
like,
you know what?
it's a lot of guys that just grew
It's
up
crazy you
watching.
say that because I think the podcast is kind of I picked up some of that from Roy Joy Jr.'s Jr. Well, I don't know, you know his style. He tried to pick up a little bit from Ali, from Sugar,
Yeah, of course.
like a bunch of, and he tried
watch
to
the greats.
yeah,
exactly.
but he says it, you know, in I think it was a podcast that he tried to pick from a lot of fighters and try to make himself that one
yeah,
out of all of that. And I think that's what I kind of want to do with this. You know, I see a podcast with that, it's a little good with this, a little that, and I think this is where it kind of all comes together. You know, we went from recording in the studio to being in the gym, you know, so it's really cool. But yeah, Roy Jones Jr., shout out to
So
him.
Roy Jones Jr. is one of them for
Yeah,
sure. Man, that's fucking tough. Should have told me. You should have told me you was gonna ask this question.
This is random.
I mean,
Sanchez is a good one too, no?
I mean, but the thing is, there's just so many. So like,
yeah.
Roy Jones Jr., Chavez Sr.,
Okay.
Manny Pacquiao. I guess Floyd Mayweather. Off the top of my head, I think that's like a solid one.
Yeah, that you can look
But there's
into.
so many. I mean, like,
yeah,
man,
yeah, of
Mount
course.
Rushmore's fucking
Yeah.
4 people. You're telling me 4 fucking
no,
people?
no. That was crazy. But yeah, no. Definitely those people are definitely great. Shout out to all of those people that have changed the game. Yeah. You have any more questions?
What would I say? Oh, what? So like you talk about like being an amateur and then being pro. What line do you have to cross to like become pro?
I think, man, the easiest way to say it is you just gotta get your medicals done and get your license, and that you could probably do that for like $2,000.
Oh wow, okay.
The reason it's the reason it seems, I think, like such a big line to cross is because you start as a kid, and then you're like watching pros, and they're like men, you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
like grown ups and
Right.
shit. So I think it's seems intimidating, especially because you're like, I got to get to the Olympics first. I got to, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
standard milestones in boxing. You know?
Yeah.
Go to turn amateur, go to the Olympics, turn pro, win a world title. So I think it seems like a big line, but it's like $2,000, bro. And if you look at boxing is such an ocean of like fighters.
Right.
You can have like there's hundreds of fighters like California alone, and like no one's ever heard of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like there's so many boxers, and every day there's just new boxers, and it really is just getting like your medicals, your license, and then just having someone that go, oh yeah, you come fight with me,
Right.
like on my card or whatever. What makes it, I think, a little more like where you got to be like the amateur thing is that you got to be good at the amateurs, so someone else can do that for you. Some manager will go, oh, I'll pay for all your shit. Come fight. Let's get a world title. You know what I mean? So like, it seems like you have to do it that way, but that's like a more natural way. You can do it any way you want. Like I said, I came right off the bench. I was like, I'm gonna turn pro, and I just fucking did it. I tell people that story, like, oh, I turned pro at 31 or 33, whatever the fuck it was, and they think that I picked up boxing at 32 or 30 years old. They're like, oh, you started boxing, you turned pro?
Let me do too.
Yeah, like, nah, I didn't, but like, that's how it sounds, because that's how easy it actually is. But it's, yeah, definitely, it's a big ocean of like fighters.
Yeah.
And so it seems intimidating, but it's not, it's not that hard.
How would you describe the boxing culture / community?
The culture, I think, for the most part, it's always ever changing, but there's just like a few like pillars that you have to kind of go by, and it's just like be dedicated, work hard, and just I don't even know.
Like if you were to step in a room with like 20 boxers, what would the energy in that room be like? Just a whole bunch of
Even though boxing's like an individual sport, it's like a big team.
Yeah.
Especially like in the gym, everyone's like friend. Like last weekend at the gym, we had 5 people fight. So everyone the week of the fight, everybody was like, it was like we were gonna have a football game on Saturday. You know what I mean? Everybody was gonna fight. All the players were like, oh, ready to play. And so like, it feels like that in the gym. It isn't until you get to the fight where it starts to like
get serious,
tighten up a little bit, because you can only bring like 4 or 5 people to the corner, and then after that, it really just depends on the crowd. So it tightens up then, but like in the gym, it's like a big community.
Yeah.
The boxing world, it's a really big, scattered place because it's all over the world, but it's really small. Because we'll be talking, and like in 3 months, you could be in like Thailand doing kickboxing, and some guy will be like, Dustin at Wild Card, you said you're from LA, right? And they'll be like, I went, and sure enough, you're like, small world.
Yeah.
So like, it's that small, but it's like everywhere. You know what I mean? So like, it's cool. It's a cool little big small place.
Right.
Yeah.
And usually everybody's pretty friendly. I guess you get humbled, from getting fucked up by other people, because there's always somebody better than you.
Yeah. If you go into a gym and there's like dudes that are being like intimidating, they're usually those dudes have been there for like 3 months.
Yeah.
They're like
just
dickheads already.
They're trying to prove themselves.
They're still looking fresh,
Because like, if you go to any other boxing gym on the planet, everyone's mad chill.
Right.
Everyone, like, for sure you get some dudes that are just busting balls and shit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everyone's mad chill, humble, like you said, from all the ass whoopings.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to prove, you know what I mean? So we're all just having a good time. Even like the bummy dudes, you know what I mean? We're having a good time with them.
Do you think there's a correlation? Because often you think, like, at least for me, as a boxer, you're letting your anger out, frustration out. Do you think there's a connection between that and like them being so chill? Like, you're kind of just letting it all out, and there's nothing else in the gas tank?
You're definitely dumping out the bucket, for sure. But like, a lot of dudes, I think, like, once you get this far into boxing, you're not like fighting with so much anger anymore.
Right.
You're not mad all the time. But you are dumping that bucket of like adrenaline. So like, it makes like, after a fight, you be tired as fuck, bro.
Right.
Like, be exhausted. You be like, I could sleep for 3 days.
Right.
So there is like a constant, every day you're training, you're dumping out that bucket and whatnot. So it probably is some sort of connection.
It does help with the mental health,
for sure, for sure. You get long day and shit. You go to
come home
sparring,
tired.
hit the back. Yeah, exactly. You get it
exactly.
out. So it's cool, man. It's a cool, definitely connection there. It's nice.
Dope.
Yes. Now for somebody, for example, me, that I'm not saying I love boxing like that, because I like it a lot, and I love it. I'll support it and everything. But for somebody like me that's not a fighter, how do you think business wise, bro? Like, where do you think is like the money for somebody that wants to like start a business in the boxing? And like, do you think it's like gloves or training, or how do you get involved with boxing in that form of business aspect? In your opinion,
it's tough. I think every avenue getting into boxing is tough because it costs a lot of money. Boxing is like, it's expensive. You know what I mean? And it's like, like gloves. You get like Panda's gloves. These
Shout out
gloves,
to my boy Panda.
like these gloves are good, but like the money he spent figuring out how to get this glove, it's probably crazy amount.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Boxing, anything, like there's dudes that are like, I'm gonna be a manager, I'm gonna manage fighters. It's like, dude, you gotta dump a couple grand off the rip into a fighter, right?
Yeah.
Then you gotta go get him a fight. And let's say he loses.
Mm-hmm.
Just waste. You start to feel like you wasted like a couple grand. And you go, I'll do it again. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Loses again or whatever.
Yeah.
So it takes time, and then finally you get one dude who's like, oh, you're a manager, I'm really good. And he actually is really good, and then you get your money.
You take off.
So there are dudes like that, but like to get to that point, it's hard.
You gotta,
And it's expensive every avenue of boxing. There's
okay.
opening a gym is
Yeah.
expensive. Like
So
it's tough, man, but I mean it is doable. And boxing's super popular right now again. So if you get something that got like a little momentum on it, I'm sure you can ride that out to some success.
Yeah.
But as far as longevity goes, I think you have to be involved in the sport, because if you don't understand it, if you're just looking at it like money wise, once you lose it in the boxing like terminology, it's gonna pull away and shit. So you definitely have to know about it to be in it.
You gotta be part of the community.
Yeah, if
to
you're
kind
just
of-
a rich
I see
dude
what you're
looking to
saying.
make money in boxing, get like a boxing head. Someone that
Yeah.
could like guide you a little bit and
Right.
just be like, oh, do this,
Okay.
don't do that, shit like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I've always kind of like, damn, I'm not a boxer, obviously, or anything, but I'm like, if I could get something going on with boxing, but yeah, no, it's definitely tough, and it makes you're right. You definitely have to have somebody in the community that can guide you.
Yeah, you need
All
a
that.
little guidance.
But it's definitely okay. I didn't know it. I thought it was a lot easier. I'll just put a fucking a gym
It
together.
seems easy. I
Yeah.
think everything seems easy, but
That's
yeah,
true.
boxing's fucking tough, bro.
Yeah,
Boxing's tough.
That's true.
Any which way you look at it,
Yeah.
That's why, like all these dudes that we see on TV, they've been going on for years now, but they
Yeah.
say like that's like the top 2% of boxing,
Mm.
and it's like sometimes you turn fights on, you never heard of these guys,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, these guys are in the top 2. Who the fuck are these guys? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like it's just so many people, and it's like we're only seeing like that much of it. So
Yeah.
it's like
Very true.
it's tough.
And besides boxing, bro, anything else you do? Like, what do you? I know you train a lot and you're always in the gym, but what's up with
I fucking break into houses,
Oh,
rob
yeah?
old people.
Shit.
There's no way when they're fucking leaving. I just fucking Jimmy open a window. Nah, dude. I just train people.
You
I
just train, huh?
uh,
That's your life. Boxing is your life.
That's it, dude. I'm a dad. You know
Your
what I mean?
dad.
15-year-old kid. Crazy. So just like navigating through life and
Yeah.
shit like that.
How's that? Would you want your son to be a fighter?
Fucking hates boxing.
He hates boxing.
He doesn't hate it. He just doesn't like it.
Yeah.
He's good at it. He's actually pretty
Okay.
good at it. He's not like super good where I'm like, oh, so
Yeah, no, but he knows
you
the
can tell
foundation.
exactly. Like
Yeah,
I taught
yeah.
him. It's funny because I taught him the shit when he was young. More than anything, I taught him everything when he was young.
Yeah.
And now, like I taught him when he was like 5.
Uh-huh.
And now that he's 15, he'll
He
like
remembers
I'll
that.
bring him to the gym and he'll do the work. But like when he's being lazy, I'll get mad. I'll
Yeah.
get mad at him, and then he'll do it right, and it looks really
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, see, little
Oh,
like,
shit,
this
you
little
got it.
shit,
Yeah,
you fucking
you
know.
picked it
not,
up.
not even that you got, but like I know you know it because
Yeah.
I've seen you do it.
Mhm.
And I tell him like it's a life skill, bro. Boxing is as much as it is for like self defense and your confidence and shit. It's a life skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it teaches women how to walk, teaches people that you have connections. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your muscle
Yeah.
mind connection. So it's a lot of lessons in boxing. Like and so I tell him like, you gotta just do it. Even if you don't compete, I don't care. I just
Yeah.
want you to know how to do it.
Right.
Get that
But
experience.
I've talked to grown men. Excuse me. Grown men, they don't know how to make a fist. And I tell my son, like, bro, they'll do this. They'll do shit like this. They'll be like that. And I'm just like, bro, you don't know how to do. You never been mad and just let your hand do that. Like, it's little things like that, bro. So you know, I tell him like,
Yeah.
can't be one of those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what's the best way to do a fist?
fucking like
Just to
this?
show
What
you.
do mean?
Just fucking thumb under your
Yeah,
fingers.
right there.
Because I know
buddy.
some people
The
that put
thing
it in
is, So
between
what
the
this is
hand,
what you're
yeah,
saying? It's
you know?
fucking weird. You're gonna break your thumb.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is what
yeah.
you want to do.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is we're
Alright.
trying to roll our fingers up, right? And then once we pack them all the way in,
Yeah.
we're gonna seal it with the fucking thumb right there,
Alright.
and then we're just aiming with that knuckle.
You bring the knuckle
Just wanna
down.
fucking hit. Yeah, you want it to be flat here and then flat here
All right.
because we want all this fucking battering ram of an arm to
Yeah.
get through whatever we're hitting.
That makes
so
sense.
That's your first lesson, guys.
Yeah, first lesson.
So,
that's $50.
That's on the house, buddy. Don't
Venmo,
worry
Zelle,
about that.
we take
Just
Venmo,
count the
Zelle.
yays or whatever he said. But yeah, like it's just a bunch of little shit like that, and so like for him, I just try to prep him for life, bro. Like, trying to be the ultimate coach.
Yeah,
like, bro, it's gonna be it. But yeah, man. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so because you know how there's some people that I don't want my son to be a boxer because
fuck that, he needs it.
He needs it. Huh?
He needs it.
It's good.
Kids need sports for sure, but like fighting, it just brings like a humbleness and a discipline.
It brings you down to earth.
Yeah, like I tell people all the time, like I've only been in a handful of like actual street fights, like a handful, like 3, 4 fights, 5 fights maybe.
Yeah.
And people go, "Oh, really? You've been boxing your whole life? You never fight?" And it's like you could be that person, but like my brother's like that. My older brother, he high school, he fought all the fucking time. Fucking dude, he was on an amateur schedule, bro. It was crazy. But he was just fighting dudes in school. And like you could be one or the other, but like boxing does teach you to like that once you know you could fight.
Yeah, they don't scare you. Don't get scared for somebody talking.
And if I know you can't fight, I'm not gonna like
waste your
you
time.
Up. I'm just gonna be like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
So it teaches you a lot of like shit, humbles you, and a bunch of other things that you do need. But yeah, it's either one or the other. You could be me or you could be my brother.
Yeah.
You fucking taking heads up.
Yeah, so damn. So he's 13 years old, huh? How's it being a dad?
15.
15, sorry. 15. You got any kids?
No.
Not that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Don't. Not yet. Wait till you're like in your 30s.
Okay, what's the age you recommend some man? I mean, obviously there's every situation is different.
If you got a big family, it sounds terrible, but if you got a big family, do it when you're like in your 20s.
Yeah.
Like early 20s. Before mid 20s. Do it before your mid 20s. But if you don't, if it's just you, wait till you're like early 30s.
Yeah.
Because there's a window of time where you should just have to do a bunch of shit for yourself.
Yeah.
And that should age. Mid 20s to early 30s, you should be fucking around doing all this dumb shit. Figuring it out.
Creating memories and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing I say why, like, if you have a big family, do it young, is because, like,
that support.
The energy you have as a kid, as a younger guy, you could spend with your kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you guys run around and shit. Like, so it's good. But, yeah, if not, if you could wait, fucking wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm 35, so.
35, so.
It's fucking.
The tariffs are
exactly. We're in the neighborhood. No rush, buddy. No rush. No rush.
Yeah, no, I still got a couple more years to wait then. I'm 27.
Fucking rush.
I got
a
decade still.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, you think you're in love. It's crazy.
That's what it is.
But yeah, I got that note taken.
That's right.
And yeah, cool. So that's dope. That that you try to teach your son boxing and not hide it from him because you're scared he's gonna get hurt or anything like that.
He needs to get hurt.
Yeah. And besides being a dad, anything else you do, bro? Hobbies? What do you like to do?
Shit.
I don't know what they're saying.
Guy up or what?
Who's this guy? Who let him in the gym?
I do dabble in photography.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to get better with it. Stole my girl's camera, so I just use that shit. It's like a big old camera.
We're probably gonna have to invite him to the lab then, huh?
Yeah, he's gonna come out.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
you want to tell him a little about the lab? I know we talked about it already, but
have we? Oh,
well, at least, a little bit. We dabbled into it.
Yeah, I run a creative agency.
Cool.
And we focus on building community for creatives and artists. So
nice.
yeah, we put events together when we highlight, like different types of artists. So we've done poetry slams, gallery style events. We work with artists, singers.
I knew you want to dress this
cool
for no reason. This fucking guy
walking
like this. That's a big shot. Does something. No, that's cool. That's dope as fuck.
But yeah, it's called The Lab, and we pretty much just help. The way we make money is we help brands and artists like if you rolled out a new glove, we'll help you advertise it.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, like stuff like that, and then like social media is so important now that you want to get something out. So most of it is we do a campaign on Instagram, and then they develops into a in-person event.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man.
So a lot of creatives and artists, and a lot of just people that are in that world. So
that's dope.
It's fun.
It
cool
sounds
crowd.
fun.
We're gonna have to bring
a nice mixed bunch.
The boxing culture into the lab.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah,
that'd be really dope. An event. Have everybody spar.
fucking
Hold on,
punch each
go.
other. Everybody
Punch.
fucking put
A
one
little-
hand,
a little
one
charity
glove on and
event.
start swinging at everybody. Nah,
Yeah.
that's cool though. That's dope. But
Okay.
yeah. So other than that, like boxing,
Mm-hmm.
I try to just do like relaxing shit. But
Yeah.
like then picture editing is hard. It takes fucking
You
forever.
just take the pictures and that's
You got
it.
the same picture fucking 80 times.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
which one do I like the best?
Yeah.
So like it's cool, and I am getting better at it. But man, this shit's like the more you get into it, just
Yeah.
the more you're like, this shit's hard.
Mhm.
I
Right.
fucking do this.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I think, yeah, man, I try to keep it pretty light. I'm always just like, what day by day type shit. You know,
Yeah.
living in the moment. There's an event. Let's go. There's a thing. Let's do it. Whatever.
You seem pretty stress free. I mean, just
Mad chill guy.
you seem chill. Like
Mad chill
what's
guy.
your
Chill.
what's your outlook on life? Like what keeps you grounded? What keeps you just relaxed and kind of like that knowing that everything's fine almost.
I guess without getting too like religious, it's
Yeah.
faith, bro.
Yeah.
I just have faith. I think with like the hardships of life,
Yeah.
you know, and then like the boxing,
Mhm.
and then just your own personal journey of like your day to day life. I think I've just gotten to a point where it's like I've realized that like I've survived all my bad days, all my long weeks, all my hard times. I'm undefeated. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so it's like,
What else?
what exactly? What not? What else? What's next? What's the worst?
Yeah.
Because it hasn't happened yet. And when it does happen, it'll be like, all right, what do we do now?
Right.
So I think it's just keeping that kind of like faith, just in general. Because yeah, you're right. I don't like to stress
Yeah.
things. I don't like to overthink shit.
Yeah.
Because that's the big thing I do is overthink.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I try not to.
Like-
And so like just shit like that, just being mad chill.
So boxing can help with that. You think?
Yeah, it helps. It helps put your mind at ease. Like I said, you're dumping that bucket of like aggressiveness or whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it. And so like you do get mellowed out. And then like I said, once you realize that you can do, you know, you can last the rounds or whatever, you're like, you know what? Everything else is kind of not that hard. And
Yeah, it's like kind of
you
your-
just chill.
You've learned to let go.
You learn to not mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. That's the big thing. I just don't mind.
Yeah.
So that's probably, I think that's how I got here.
Yeah.
And then a ton of weed.
A ton
I
of
smoke all the time.
That Mary
Edibles.
Jane. Shout out to Mary
Edible,
Jane.
you know what I mean?
Does that not
MJ.
does that not affect your stamina at all, or is that a myth?
You know what, man? It should, and I think it does. I just think like me and my girl got this running joke. She says I have the rib cage of like a fucking mountain lion or some shit. Because it's just it's all. So I gotta imagine my lungs gotta be like
Yeah.
bigger than the average lung, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
My body's all torso. I got short legs, so I think my lungs are big, and I think
Yeah.
like overall, I got pretty good like immune system, you know.
Right.
So I think all that. I think I'm just a pretty healthy dude all around.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like having the big lungs, I think is helpful.
Okay.
Because anyone else, I don't think like I've watched Kevin gas out.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you tired for? Like, half
A minute in.
and so I'm just, there's got to be something. But I think that, and I think just the fact that this is what I've been doing.
Right.
Like if I joined another sport, I'd probably get tired quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like because
Right.
I'm used to this
Yeah.
constant flow.
Yeah.
I've been at this speed forever. So I think it should, but
Right.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You smoke, bro?
Here and
Here
there.
and there. Yeah, just to relax.
With everything,
it.
I'm just like a little bit of
Yeah.
everything, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
you
go
don't.
in.
Yeah.
You have no excuse.
I
So
roll
now.
roll the red carpet. I go everything, all of it. To edibles, fucking dab, give me a dab. Let's hit it.
Oh man.
Yeah, now I like to check it out. If I like something, I like to check it out
Yeah, yeah.
inside and
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, no, well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I want to give you a huge
You said it was like Rogan, dog. You
Yeah,
said
yeah.
we're like Rogan. We're gonna be here for fucking 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours. I mean,
sit
if-
on
I mean, we could go deeper if you want.
Yeah, well, let's go. Let's get
We
it.
said wrap it.
Let's get- nah.
Have you done shrooms?
Okay, all right,
I
quick.
have
So
done shrooms. I love
I-
shrooms. That's
Hey,
my second.
I
favorite.
haven't done shrooms.
No.
What do you- okay,
Still?
what do
All
you-
these fucking
All right, all right.
degenerates?
It's because I'm scared. I'm scared I'm gonna freak out and
But then
whatever.
you're supposed to.
Well, I know, but I don't want to fucking scream.
See what I'm
and
saying?
shit.
You
don't
I
wanna
feel like I'm gonna go through some
scream.
crazy shit, you know. Now
You gotta go through.
okay,
it,
so
bro.
I know,
That's
I know.
The point.
I eventually would want to do the toad. I
This
feel
guy
like
could jump right in the toe.
no,
Doesn't
I
wanna do
know.
any fucking
I
shrooms.
want to work my way
Let
there,
me
but
lick the whole
I feel
frog.
like sometimes that would be a really life changing moment for me. But okay, so for shrooms, what do you think is the best ideal,
Dose?
situation that you would want to like ingest it?
I think for me, the funnest or the nicest times I've had is just being outside, bro. I'm like,
With nature and shit.
yeah, like not even like super nature, just like be at the park.
Oh,
But just
okay.
like around grass and
fresh
just you
air.
could hear leaves and shit like that.
Mhm.
That's usually the best time, the most chill time. I could like lay there and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, yeah, definitely.
We should
You
do
can have a little
shrooms.
bit in it all. You know, you
should
can
give it
always
a
have a
shot.
little bit. You
Yeah.
can always microdosing just
Yeah.
anywhere is fun.
Yeah.
And then
I
just
haven't-
taking like that big fucking chunk,
Yeah.
that shit's wild.
I've
bro.
never done.
That's where you go to the park for that big to half a bar or whatever. You go to the park.
Yeah.
We went to Big Bear and we took a bar each.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I was
Oh,
fucking
shit.
out of my mind, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I think we went like during the summer too, so everything was green. The water was good. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you could do your first time, put a little money into it, go to fucking Joshua Tree, Big Bear
Joshua
or something.
Tree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the nature is cool. It's fun.
Okay.
It'll keep you calm.
Mhm.
Don't do it anywhere busy.
Yeah.
Because if you one time one time I took a lot.
Yeah.
And then I was driving
Oh,
like
man,
4 or
on
5 hours
traffic.
later, I was like driving. Cause I thought it wore off. I was like, no, I'm fine. I drove. So I'm
Oh,
driving,
shit.
bro. And as I'm driving, everything's just like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what the? I was like, yo, these motherfuckers are flying, bro.
Yeah.
Like everyone around me is
Yeah.
speeding. I look down, bro, I'm going like 45 miles an hour. Dog. It's fucking,
Yeah.
So definitely don't do it lasts more than you think. You know what I
Mm,
mean? But
mm.
yeah, like chill out, lay down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely
Fall
got to
asleep.
plan a Joshua Tree then trip or something.
Yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah. I should be
Just
fine.
kind of drive out there.
Let's go right now.
Look at the
Let's
stars.
do it.
Let's do it.
After this.
I'm down.
We're gonna take it. Well, shout out to my boy Alex.
Buh.
He's in the back.
Let's get it.
He's a big nature guy.
He is a nature guy.
We'll probably plan a trip.
Whatever, dog. Let me
Yeah.
know. dog.
Yeah, let's do it. Now, do you recommend doing shrooms while boxing?
You know what?
Because I feel like that would be enhanced. Maybe.
Low
Or
key,
you think-
there's dudes that microdose
Yeah.
and spar.
Oh yeah.
I haven't done it myself, but I want to because anytime I microdose, you do get like real kind of like focused.
Yeah.
And I imagine it would make me even better in sparring.
Yeah. Oh shit.
But I haven't done it yet. So
yeah.
Who-
We could
we'll
try
see.
it out.
But
We'll
I'm
see-
definitely
we'll see
going
what
to try.
happens.
I'm definitely, it's on the books. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm going to try it. For
Nice.
sure.
Yeah. Cool. We'll set that up then. Now, speaking of sparring, we're gonna right after this. We got a special treat for you guys. We're gonna go ahead and shout out to my boy Randy Lokes.
Boy, Randy.
Yeah, yeah, Randy. He's my boy from childhood. He's a producer, and I'm gonna introduce him onto the project. I want everybody to see him because he's behind the camera.
He said he grabs all the coffees and shit, right?
Yeah, pass me that
Shroom
bagel right
runs.
there. And but I'm gonna bring him on, and in honor of this boxing culture, pandas. I know Panda. I don't know too much about Panda, but Panda he's a ex-pro fighter, right?
He's an ex-pro fighter. He's a dog of a fighter. He's a dude.
Legend.
He's a dude who he always yells one more round.
One more
And
round.
I think that's because that's how his mindset
Yeah.
or is.
Yeah.
He's a one more round guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna outlast you. So
Yeah.
yeah, he was a dog in his day. But even him, he's a super chill guy now. You know what I mean? He's a fun dude.
Yeah.
Super cool guy. So
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah. So in honor of all of that, we're gonna have a sparring sesh.
fucking go.
We're gonna get it 3 rounds. 3 rounds.
How
We're
many
going 3
minutes
rounds.
each?
I don't know. We're gonna do probably.
30 seconds?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Maybe
figure it out.
2-minute
We'll
rounds.
figure
You know
those
what I mean?
details
We'll
out.
check it out.
2 or 3 rounds with me
See how
and
the boys
Randy. I'm gonna
feel.
bring them on the camera, so everybody can show some love. And we're gonna get that sparring session right
Let's
now in a
fucking
bit.
get it.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
get
Let's do it.
yeah. So that's gonna be exciting. It's something. I mean, I don't know. I feel like doing this.
It's in the air.
Yeah, and then
There's fighting in the
bringing
air.
everything here and setting
Fighting
it up.
is in the air.
We gotta do it. You gotta do it and just show people that. I mean, you just gotta put on the gloves sometimes.
Put on
and
those
just
panda
get it.
gloves and those
So-
panda paws and get to work.
Yeah, we're gonna be rocking these and hopefully help me knock out Randy.
Nice.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, shout out to Panda, hell of a dude. Also a very good trainer. A lot of experience. The times that I've been here, I think I've been here a while ago, a couple times, and very solid dude, very good trainer. So if you guys are also looking into a gym that's probably closer to you,
Yep.
because I mean, wild card is definitely, you got to have a budget, right? Because I mean, you're getting a certain, you know.
Wild card, it's pretty.
Or is it open to
affordable.
everybody?
It's open to everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
pretty
thought it was more
affordable. You can always come
exclusive,
by.
you know, just due to the type of gym that it is.
It's just more so. It's just in Hollywood. So,
Oh,
you
okay,
know,
okay.
Whatever your location
Yeah.
is, right now we're in DTLA.
Yeah, downtown
This
LA.
is a good little spot. Wild card's more in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But there's gyms all throughout the
Yeah.
area that are good. Brick House is another good gym. That's
Okay.
further up north, Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
a bunch of different places.
Yeah, so you guys can come check out this gym, Panda's Boxing Gym here in downtown LA off of 8th Street. You know, come check my guy out. I think we'll put his social too and everything. But yeah, very solid gym. So in honor of all that, we have a little special video for you guys. We're gonna go throw our hands down and we're gonna do it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what's coming up. Now sparring, any advice for sparring when it comes to sparring? Like do you recommend let's see, what am I trying to say? When somebody's gonna spar, is there a certain like level of sparring, or I don't know? What do you when it comes to sparring? How would you?
The fuck are you talking about?
Get it out.
Get it out?
Fucking say it. Nah. Yeah, man. Especially like first timers for sparring.
First timer sparring.
The biggest thing is just like, don't do too much. I tell people like their first time sparring, I say just jab and keep your hands up. Everything else will come natural to you, like combination, shit like that. But for the most part, just jab, keep your hands up, and like look for open spots.
Yeah,
That's the best thing.
keep it simple.
Yeah, because the thing is that first round, a lot of dudes get overwhelmed. They're trying to do everything and they get tired. A lot of the nerves in the actual, just in the round, will get you tired.
Yeah.
So I tell
Oh,
people just
damn.
jab
Okay, I
and
didn't think
fucking
about
hands
that.
up and jabbing. That's all you really need.
It
After
just
that,
mentally drains you, or physically you feel it too?
no, you feel it physically because
Yeah?
you're like adrenaline goes up, and then
Oh,
once the round's over, or once you know you're kind of like safe,
Yeah.
shit drops, bro.
Yeah,
You have no
just
control.
feel
You
it.
get tired, bro.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Dang.
Bro, it was
So
crazy.
being nervous.
My first fight, because I didn't have any amateurs,
Mm-hmm.
I had to like get the atmosphere down a little bit in the ring, getting hit with no gloves. I've been hit with no gloves before,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
so anyway, so like first round starts and I get out there and I'm doing my thing and I fucking nail this dude, pop, pop, drop his ass, bam. But the way he fell, bro, I thought he was fucking dead. And we're in Mexico, so I'm like, oh,
shit.
bum ass ain't
Yeah.
getting back up. My adrenaline dropped, bro. I was
Yeah.
exhausted. Then this motherfucker starts getting up. And I'm looking at him like, nah, don't
Zombie.
get up.
Yeah.
Don't get up. And he gets up, beats the count, and I go, fuck, and I'm tired, bro. My adrenaline's
You
gone.
felt it,
So I'm
yeah.
like, ooh. But then as soon as the fights, like, as soon as the ref was like, all right, go, like, he came back. I was like, oh, thank God. But there was a moment where I was
Yeah.
like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Like, oh, shit, bro. It's heartbreaking to
Yeah.
get to that moment.
People don't know. I have no idea that like that's what happens.
That's
Yeah,
just nerves.
yeah. Your
nerves, so
many
adrenaline
things,
it just
physical.
goes up and down, and
Mhm.
and you know.
And that just kind of, you just gotta keep doing it, huh? And eventually,
Yeah, that's
you
why
get that
that's
under control.
a lot of that's why the amateurs are there for. Like, so
Yeah.
you learn all this, you develop it. You know what I mean? Not that I was like scared or nervous,
Yeah.
but like it's just a natural response. Your adrenaline shoots up. You're in a fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when the fight, like,
Calms down.
it wasn't over, but it was like
Yeah.
on break for a
Yeah.
second. My shit
You
went
just,
down. I was like,
you just
"Ooh."
feel it.
I was fucking exhausted, bro. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so like little things like that.
So
but-
that might just work with everything then, huh? If you're nervous for any other thing,
for sure,
you
it
just gotta
happens.
work
Yeah.
with that and get used to it, and
Yeah, you have to. There's a
that
bunch
help-
of shit to
that
work through and what
affects your performance.
But definitely, boxing helps you like get those things quicker. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like,
The punches are coming quick.
yeah,
You gotta be like, oh shit.
well, the thing is, like, even learning all that shit, like learning to box and whatnot, like you still have to do everything quick and aggressive.
Mhm.
So like, you're starting to see how fast you're throwing, and then like at some point it creeps in your head like the other person's gonna be doing the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like at a fight, I'll be putting on these like 10-ounce gloves. I'm like, man, I feel just knuckles. I fucking knock this dude out. And then I think, what gloves does he have? You know what I mean?
He got
Like, he got the
8
same
ounce.
he got the same gloves. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what if he hits harder than me? So
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of like little things that will creep in, but yeah, just like learning the basics.
Are there rituals you have before a fight?
Me personally, I didn't have too many. I think like my favorite one was I just had to eat like a certain type of breakfast. I think that was the biggest thing. But like, there's dudes that like fucking dirty socks, certain shoes, fucking mouthpiece from when they were 10. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of weird shit. But like me, I'm a chill dude.
That
You know what I mean? I just
breakfast.
want to have a good breakfast.
That's it.
and go
Couple
fight.
eggs.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like again, like fighting, it was just like whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
You know what I
Now,
mean?
when it comes to prepping for a fight and you know that, is it a myth that you should not have sex?
So here's my theory. on
Yeah, that's
that.
a good one.
Because I grew up hearing that no sex, and then
yeah.
I met Freddie Roach from Wildcard,
Mm-hmm.
and then his thing was no sex 10 days before the fight.
Okay.
I think the only thing I heard up until then was no sex in training camp, and then no sex 2 weeks out. And then I met Freddie, and he says no sex 10 days before. Now, I've had sex the day before my fight. It's not the best thing.
You
But
lost.
the only reason, no.
You
No,
lost.
but the only reason I did it was because I watched like this fucking sports science show like
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah.
and they did like this thing with two fighters, and they were like, "You go home and don't do nothing. You go home and you smash your wife.
Yeah.
And you guys come back. You guys gonna do the same shit you did today tomorrow."
Mm.
And they did it, and the dude that smashed his wife was better. He was more
Outperformed.
relaxed. He hit harder. He was mad chill.
Yeah. That
And so-
kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. But like also you dump like testosterone.
Right.
So it's like it's risky.
Yeah.
But like it's up to it's
So
again,
it just depends
listen
on
to
the person.
Listen to your body.
Listen
you know
to
what
your
I mean?
body.
Right.
My body wanted it.
Yeah.
You know? my baby at.
shout out to the baby. But yeah, no, okay, cool. So that was your form of it didn't really affect you.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
feel-
that it, maybe if I did like more rounds, if I did like a 12-round fight, probably.
Yeah.
But also too, like during sex, like I didn't do anything crazy.
Yeah,
I was
just,
like fucking carrying her and shit. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
Like,
just keep it
I'll-
light. Keep it
I'll
light.
keep it easy. I was like this. So
don't overwork yourself.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't do too much, but
Okay.
Pre-fight
you know,
sex.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
listen to your body.
Yeah,
you
so
know
it
what
just
I mean?
depends on you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on you
but
guys.
Don't hey, listen, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We're not experts here.
Yeah. I'm just telling you off experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good question I had because I was like, man, I hear it all the time, and all right, cool. So it just depends. Now, any other myth that you want to just clarify for people that don't know anything about boxing, that you think like, oh yeah, you know what? Don't. I'm trying to think.
Boxers aren't scary. Gyms aren't intimidating. That's the biggest
Okay,
one.
yeah,
Mm.
for sure.
Gyms are intimidating and boxers are scary. They're not. Boxers are regular people. Boxers, same as you.
Mhm.
Same as someone that's never boxed before. They're just a regular fucking people.
Yeah.
And then gyms, they're not intimidating. They're
Mhm.
intimidating from the outside, but once you get to the door, like I said, you're talking
Yeah.
to regular people. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. So
That's probably the biggest one. Because people will go, "Oh, it took me years to come in here. Where you live? Next door. What the
Right.
fuck?
yeah,
Like, bro,
Yeah.
just walk in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, that's probably one of the bigger
That's a
ones.
good one.
Yeah, because that's how I was always, you know,
Yeah.
going to gyms. I think that's why maybe that's another reason why I never kind of really stuck with it. It was just I would go and then kind of just I'd be afraid to ask for help,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
there's
they
dudes-
probably think I'm retarded or something.
Yeah, for sure.
You
There's
know,
dudes
like-
that hit the bag with their fucking gloves untied, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "I don't want to bother anybody."
yeah,
That's our fucking job. That's, I
Yeah.
mean, you're at a gym. I guess my
Yeah.
job is to tie your gloves if
Yeah.
you ask. Like,
Uh-huh.
help you, help, you know.
Mm.
So like, there's dudes that it's intimidating, but it's not.
It's
It's
not.
just regular ass people, bro.
yeah.
How important is weightlifting as a boxer?
I think it's really important, and I think that it's something that's another like kind of thing that people got to get over. Like people go, "Oh, you lift weights, you're gonna get bulky, you're gonna get heavy, you're gonna become fucking 200 pounds." But it's like you could lift weights and be like a small dude, like
Right.
140 pounder,
Yeah.
35 pounder, whatever. You just have to know how to do it. There's only in the 80s there was only one type of weightlifting for whatever reason, and it was Arnold and bodybuilding. So
Right.
it's like bodybuilders aren't boxers and boxers aren't bodybuilders. But like now with all the science and shit, there's like strength and conditioning.
Right.
There's
Like CrossFit.
There's all not CrossFit. CrossFit's kind of weird, but but there's like exercises like that. You know what I mean? Where you're taking a
Yeah.
dumbbell, you're doing like a fucking squat, power clean
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
shit. So there are exercises that you can use to help boxing, your
Right.
boxing
Yeah.
muscles.
Yeah.
we call
Yeah, they
them.
would just activate certain muscles.
Yeah, just to
Mhm.
help you like get emotion down. But for the most part, yeah, I like lifting weights.
Like
I lift weights.
I see most boxers jump rope. How important is jumping rope?
Jumping rope, it's super important. It's a part of the warm up or the cool down.
Mm.
And so like it kind of it makes it seem like you ran a little bit, like you went for a jog. Like 10 minutes of jump rope or some shit like that is like equivalent to like half an hour run or some shit.
Is
Oh,
it for your
wow, I
shoulders
didn't know.
too, or is it?
It's like a full body. You're jumping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to keep a lot of hand.
So
eye
when I'm trying to
coordination.
jump rope, my shoulders are like.
Yeah.
the ones that get the
So
most
it's a
tired.
full body.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
So
yeah.
it just depends. But
Does it help with foot technique or
yeah, it helps you like stay on your
stay
toes,
on your toes,
and shit
huh?
like that.
Just,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I think every boxer should jump rope, right?
Every boxer does. I think
Oh,
for the
they
most
do.
part does.
Yeah, you got to do it.
It's like a gym. It's like a gym thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Jump rope, shadow box, speed bag, punching bag, mitts, sparring, sit ups.
Yeah.
Those are all like boxing.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that was like the basic rundown.
That's like it's like a quick
Yeah.
a day's worth
Mhm.
of boxing. You
Okay.
do those things.
And just repeat.
Yeah.
Every
Boxing's
day.
all reps. All reps.
Reps.
Yeah.
We all learn the same 7 punches, and then we just figure out how to do them the best that
The right
that
moment.
individual can do them, and with the swagger that individual has, just
Yeah.
like that. But everyone does the same shit.
How would you say boxing has evolved over the last 30 years?
It's the last 30 years. It's definitely become more. It's definitely it's opened up more behind the scenes.
Hmm.
Like now you get to kind of live a boxer's life with them. You know what I mean? With
Yeah.
all the social media and shit like that.
Mayweather and
Yeah, all the Mayweather things, just the exposure. But I think it's gotten safer.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Now, like back in the day, there was like weigh in, you
Yeah.
fight the same day. Now they give you a day to hydrate.
Yeah.
And so like there's a lot of things that the gloves are better and shit
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
a lot of things that are getting better. But I think the biggest evolution is like social media because
Entertainment.
now you know more people and now you know more about boxing too because now like guys from here, like let's say you never boxed,
Mm-hmm.
you live here, but you can YouTube a video of a dude in Russia because I said Russian
Mhm.
box.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can learn that more.
right.
But I think with that, like YouTube and shit, I think boxing's become more accessible and like more, like I said, beat behind the scenes and
Right,
shit like
right.
that. So I think that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think that's everything. 'cause
And then
it's fucking social
entertainment wise too, like at least pros, it's more of a show now. Like
Yeah,
You
it's
think,
more
like-
okay that it's a show. Back then, it still was a
okay.
show, and there were certain dudes that like come out and
Yeah.
shine and shit.
But it was
now
outliers.
Everyone,
Yeah.
Now it's everyone can do it. Now it's
Put on
more
some
okay
fancy
that
shoes
everyone's
and
doing
stuff
it.
like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Come out with Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
know
well,
what I
hey,
mean?
I gotta
Shit like that.
shout out to my boy right here, Dustin. Always has the fresh fits.
Yeah.
Always, bro. We're gonna post some pictures of it, my boys.
I mean, you know,
How did you come up with those ideas? Did you just yourself? You got a designer or?
I had this little dude where he'll give me good ideas, and I'd be like, "Shut up! No one's gonna know it was your idea. It was my idea." Nah, man. It's a lot of inspiration from like shit you grow up. Like
You
it's
just see.
boxing is it's a little bit pageantry. You know
Okay.
what I mean? You got to
Yeah.
build a
Mhm.
brand, so you got to like look shiny, and
Yeah, sell yourself.
nice looking. Yeah, sell
Yeah,
yourself. So
yeah.
like, I just pick from things that I grew up
See,
that inspired me. You know,
just
one
kind
of
of
my
put it all together.
that picture that's like Shawn Michaels inspired outfit.
Yeah,
It's blue.
yeah. We'll
and
post
it's-
it up so people
yeah,
can
it's,
see it.
it's blue and black, like was it not leopard? Zebra print or some shit,
Yeah.
tiger print.
Yeah,
So it's like there's like just inspiration from anything that like you grow up.
yeah. I
doing,
see.
you know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah, because I never asked you, but I've always every fight he had. Fresh. My boy was
you just it's whatever,
fresh.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Nice.
all white has always been like appealing, with like gold trim. So I did
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah.
And then just like little, it's just it's a lot of pageantry shit like
Mhm.
that. So it's just always trying to build the brand. Every fight
Yeah.
you're building your brand. If you're a
Right.
fighter, every fight, amateur, pro, how you carry and conduct yourself, how you dress, how you fucking
Mhm.
speak,
Yeah.
all that shit is your brand. So like people are gonna know that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that it's something that they remember, something. Maybe some kid will see this poster and go, "Look at this guy," and then his dad will
Yeah.
go, "Oh, that's Shawn Michaels," blah blah blah, and
Right.
like it kind of connects with
Mhm.
everybody. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like you're just trying to do that.
So you recommend every fighter to kind of think themselves as a brand.
They should, yeah. Every fighter.
You're
is
a brand. You're a walking brand.
and you're building your brand per fight, per training, and so like, and there's always someone watching. It doesn't seem like it at times.
Yeah,
seems like you're just by yourself because it's a lonely fucking sport.
Yeah.
But there's always someone watching. There's always people like not counting on you, but like because you're doing it, that they go, I could do that too.
Yeah.
Whether it's
they relate to the struggle.
Whether it's out of relating to the struggle or just being like, if he could do it, I could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever it is, there's always someone like doing something.
Yeah.
And so like you just want to keep that in mind with something like this, where anything that you do where people are watching.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Okay. All right, that's cool. I didn't think about that. Just the times of me being in the gym, like, oh, I'm a brand. Like I should carry myself a certain way. You know, dress a certain way. It was like, I'll wear some red shorts and a blue shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, so that's cool. That the whole brand thing, boxing, how it does make you see the world a certain way. And I think it's a good way to see the world, you know?
For sure.
It's definitely, I think, something that can help people be better.
Yeah.
Be a force for good.
Across the board, mind, body,
soul,
everything, all of it.
That's good.
Yeah, man, boxing's magic. I think it's Klitschko that said boxing is magic. It brings like discipline to the undisciplined. It, like, you know what I mean? Structure to the structureless and shit like that. Yeah. So it does come with things, and it is magic. You know what I mean? I believe that. Probably the best thing I've heard. But yeah. So
something about putting in the work and then.
Yeah, man, all that shit. Even that, just that, you keep that to yourself. You're just running the miles and doing the rounds. Yeah. You feel good about it. You know what I mean? And it starts to show. Yeah. So like those are boxing is good all around. Even if you're the only one like tapping in with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. Even if you don't have social media, you're just working out to lose weight. It's good.
It's good.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, so we'll definitely invite all these people that have it boxed, you know, to definitely give it a shot.
Down.
Give it a shot at the gym.
Hit Pandas. If I'm not at Pandas, come to Wildcard.
Wildcard, Pandas Gym. I think those are the best gyms in LA. Check them out, and give it a shot. You know, it might just change your life. It might just change the way you see things. And I think we might just have to record my boy's journey right here.
Right. Yeah.
You know, the whole boxing thing. That'd be dope.
Let's put it together, dog. Let's put it together.
Yeah, we'll record it at Wildcard in the midst. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think we talked for a while. I'm getting a little tired, and I gotta beat Randy's. I gotta beat Randy's fucking ass right now.
The fucking sound guy.
I gotta start stretching.
Do your thing, dog. Let's get it.
But nah, I appreciate you, bro. For
of course. Thanks for
coming
having me,
through.
guys.
Like honestly, it means a lot to us. You know, second episode, and you're here with us. You know, appreciate it. Showing love always. And yeah, we'll definitely be tapping in at those sessions.
Done deal for sure. For sure, I'll have you both in.
Yeah, we'll probably set it up so we can get it done, and then we'll go from there.
All
right, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me,
all right, guys.
Appreciate it. This was fun.
It was fun.
Thank you.
We're gonna run it back.
See you guys eye to eye.
Eye to eye. Let's get it.
Catch Eye to Eye Tuesdays on UPN. What are you guys on? Fucking YouTube? Get me on YouTube, dog.
All right, guys.
Let's get it.
Picture me rolling, tip of my chauffeur. Niggas look jealous, you gotta control it. Reaching my quota, mixing my soda. Feeling connected to God, trying to get closer. Stepping on roaches, me and my loasters. Just trying to get over, try not to get swallowed by locusts. Trying to stay focused, kinda like Moses. Like somebody chose us.